Everybody knows Queen Elizabeth II, one of the last monarchs in the world, the longest reigning monarch ever in Britain, and the only person in the UK allowed to drive without a license. Welcome to Matt's Top 5. Today we will run the top 5 laws that Queen of England doesn't have to follow. In the United Kingdom, swans are considered rare and precious creatures that are practically untouchable. People are permitted to eat pheasants, ducks, turkeys, and chickens, but swans are off limits, as they are partially owned by the Queen, whether it's unmarked swans or the ones that glide on the River Thames. Since she owns them, she can partake of them on her table, in honor of her forefathers' favorite meals of roasted swan with stuffing. Thankfully, she takes her role as swan protector seriously, and has not dared to harm them, even for food. Similarly, UK citizens are not allowed to own marine life animals, such as dolphins, whales, and sharks. Whatever marine animals that are swimming around UK waters are the Queen's, so if she decides that she wants a sea tank installed in Buckingham Palace, and fills it with pet dolphins, she could without getting into trouble with the law. We all need government IDs of some sort, whether it's to be able to travel out of the country, operate a vehicle, or simply for identification purposes in filling up important documents. But Queen Elizabeth II doesn't need a driver's license, not needing to apply for one when she turned 17, which also means she didn't have to go to driving school or pass a driver's test. The irony of her not needing one is all driver's licenses of UK citizens are issued by the Queen herself. But she's quite the competent driver, though in her older age, she chooses to do her driving only within the confines of her estate. On the subject of government IDs, she doesn't need a passport either, being one of a small handful of people who aren't required to have one. Even in the Bible, Jesus tells his followers to give to Caesar what is due to Caesar, meaning we are all required to pay taxes to the government. That has been the law for thousands of years, and we've seen and heard of countless cases of tax evasion by individuals or business owners who try to find easy ways and means not to hand over their money to the government. But believe it or not, Queen Elizabeth II is exempt from paying taxes, while the rest of her fellow UK citizens are required to do so. It seems like quite the unfair arrangement, given the fact that she technically lives in splendor on taxpayers' money. So, to avoid dissent or putting the royal family in a negative light, the Queen has voluntarily been paying her own taxes since 1992, which is commendable given the fact that she really doesn't have to. When you think of the term stealing children, you quite literally think of all sorts of sordid scenarios, like kidnapping, child prostitution or human trafficking. But when put in the context of the Queen stealing children, it means that by archaic laws, she has guardianship of all infants and children that suffer certain mental disorders. By modern-day standards, it sounds preposterous that she legally has the power to take a baby who is a UK citizen from its parents, because why would a monarch want to abuse this kind of power, unless she has some hidden agenda or is insane? Luckily, this ancient law is not being practiced, and the Queen is a peaceful and practical monarch who would never dare do something like that to harm any of her subjects. They say no one is above the law, but truth be told, these sage words don't apply to the reigning British monarch. Queen Elizabeth II not only doesn't need a driver's license or passport, but she can never get arrested for going over the speed limit either. It's not only that simple law that she's exempt from, though. She can never go to jail or get sued. In fact, attempting to sue her is against the law, which means the one trying to sue her can be the one to get in trouble. She is not obliged to give evidence in court, or even enter a courtroom, for that matter. The Queen can even decide to go rogue and kill someone, or have someone killed, and she'll never have to see a jail cell or face execution for such a heinous act. Of course, if she's so bold as to decide to test her limits, her people can revolt and overthrow her, just like what happened to King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette of France.